Alex waits out his timer, sends in Omastar, Talonflame retreats, the opponent pivots out into Swampert and stay in school kids. Learn to count, Alex fast move count and immaculate we sack. The low health Mantine back out, comes Omastar, Alex fires off on CMP, and if you don't know how hard Omastar hits, you're about to find out. So, welcome back to the channel. Today, I am super hyped. That is for two reasons. Firstly, it's my birthday. Don't ask how old I am. The answer is, I am pretty much a dinosaur. Very, very old. And secondly, Nerds Rising, aka Alex, fellow content creator, in my opinion, one of the best up-and-coming content creators, has submitted some battles with an underwater theme team. On paper, this definitely looks like a meme team. However, with Alex in control, this is definitely more of a dream team. Throughout the video, you're going to see high gameplay IQ, perfect energy management, immaculate fast move timing, and of course, he's been to school. His fast move counting is absolutely on point. These are all reasons you need to go check out Nerds Rising on YouTube. His channel is linked down below. This team is actually 4 times weak to electric, but with someone with incredible skills, you're going to see he goes on an insane run. Without any further ado, let's get into the battles. In game 1, we led our Mantine into Walrus. We saw immediate pivot into Cloyster, and Cloyster managed to gain shield advantage from this Alolan Marowak, as Hydro Pump would absolutely be returning them to their Pokeball. He now can come back into Mantine. So all of this energy, he then looks to aggressively switch out into Omastar. The opponent sends back out the Walrus, and we've got Legacy Rockslide. Rockslide lands for huge damage. The opponent has enough for an Earthquake. Nerds Rising, aka Alex, does shield the opponent. Is left super low. They bait us with an Icicle Sphere. Alex can tank the next move, as it can only be an Icicle Sphere. Omastar leaves with residual energy. Good to go. The opponent sends back out Marowak, looking to get Alex to dump his energy. He's far too smart. Ninetales in the back is a sitting duck. The opponent doesn't shield the Rock Slide, and that is all she wrote. GG's and thanks for playing. Moving on to the next one. We see Mantine into Magcargo. Our wing attacks are resisted, their incinerates are also resisted. We can fire off the double super effective Bubble Beam, but my god, look at that pathetic damage output. It does absolutely nothing. The opponent then goes for a debuff of their own. With the Rock Tomb, Mantine fires off the second double super effective Bubble Beam. That finally gets Mantine into the red due to them being 2-stage attack. Debuffed, we do survive the next Rock Tomb. We then see an aggressive pivot into Omastar, and the opponent answers with Kingdra. Kingdra, not known for its bulk in the Great League, doesn't appreciate these rock slides. The first rock slide gets them fairly low. The second rock slide should be pressuring a shield off the opponent. The opponent does shield it up. Octazooka is neutral due to rock taking super effective and water resisting water. However, it's still enough to knock out. We come into Cloyster aggressively. Ice Shard farm down. The opponent sends back out Magcargo, looking to reach a move. Cloyster farms down, and it's Trevenant in the back. Trevenant not going to appreciate 2-shield Cloyster. Icy Wind goes unshielded, and one more Ice Shard is enough to take that game. Cloyster absolutely going off. One of my favourite Pokemon in the entire game, finally finding some play. Moving on to the next one. We see Mantine into Charizard. The whole team pretty good against Charizard, as we've got triple water. The opponent pivots out into Ferrothorn, and this is something our entire team is pretty poor against. Alex stays in. With Mantines, we can hit for neutral with the wing attacks and the Ice Beam. He then fires off the Bubble Beam, which is a pretty smart play. Bubble Beam means we can survive the next Power Whip. We now see an aggressive pivot into Cloyster. The neutral Ice Shards are tearing through the opponent. Alex is going to be forced to shield up the Power Whip, but he then can Ice Shard farm down. The opponent not wanting to get farmed down, send out Toxapex. Toxapex does resist everything from Cloyster. Icy Wind lowers their attack. The poison jab's now doing less damage. Alex going to fire off Icy Wind number 2. Toxapex is essentially the Umbreon of the Colour Cup. However, just the resisted damage has got them into the yellow. As they're double debuff, they're forced to dump energy on the expensive Sludge Wave. We now send out our Omastar. The opponent fires off the Brine. That is 2-stage debuffed. It does hardly any damage. The opponent pivots out into Charizard. Alex over farms, fires off the Rock Slide. Rock Slide goes unshielded. Charizard gets absolutely nuked. The opponent sends back out Ferrothorn, and again Alex making a savage catch, catching the mirror shot on Mantine. It doesn't knock out. We then wing attack down Omastar deep in the red, but with a whole heap of residual energy. The opponent hanging on to 2 shields. We draw the first one with the rock side. The opponent actually throws a charge move. That's a misplay from the opponent, and as they are energy dry when they return, so they should have went for the resisted beatdown. They did not, allowing Alex to get to the back-to-back rock sides, and that is going to be another incredible dub. Very well played. Moving on to the next battle. We see Mantine into Toxapex. Wing attacks are neutral, however both Bubble Beam and Ice Beam are resisted, so you just want to spam up Bubble Beams. Lowering the fast move pressure from the poison jabs, the opponent is going to get outpaced to the next Bubble Beam. You can see that Toxapex has 6 million HP. They're still super healthy. The opponent farms up to the Sludge Wave. Alex going to allow the Sludge Wave to go through, double debuffed. It doesn't do too much damage, and we see an aggressive pivot into Cloyster, and the opponent answers with Swampert. Interesting. I appreciate Swampert. Doesn't want to see Mantine, however, Cloyster definitely has the advantage here, especially when the opponent doesn't build up to the Earthquake. An easy no shield for Alex. Cloyster already at the second Icy Wind. He goes for an undercharge, expecting no shield. The opponent doesn't shield the Icy Wind, still manages to secure the knockouts. Alex has flipped switch. Back out comes Toxapex. Toxapex not wanting to get debuffed, fires off the brine, resisted brine enough to take care of Cloyster. As with flip switch, we can now put Omastar on Toxapex. Alex farms up, fires on CMP. Rockside goes unshielded. It doesn't knock out, but Toxapex deep in the red. Alex not wanting to shield either. We've got 2 shield Omastar versus Trevenant. Trevenant can hit us for double super effective. With the Seed Bomb, we get a shield. Then we see the aggressive switch into Mantine. Alex going to commit his first shield on the Seed Bomb. This is now the bait game. How big are the opponent's cojones? Alex goes for the bait, knowing Trevenant will be fearful of the Ice Beam. The opponent gets baited, and that is going to be game over. Alex hits the Ice Beam on a CMP tie. He can safely shield up the Seed Bomb. Ice Beam is going to be night, sleep tight Trevenant, and the Mantine's going to go down to 1 or 2 wing attacks. Another very impressive dub. Moving on to the next one. We see Abomasnow in the lead. Despite Abomasnow being a grass type, all 3 of our water types have neutral players. The wing attacks hit for super effective. Omastar's Legacy Rockside also hits for massive super effective, and Cloyster's ice type damage is neutral. The opponent makes a savage catch, catching the Ice Beam on Jellicent. Alex hasn't got a great response for the jellyfish, so we stay in, fire off a Bubble Beam, look to get the debuff off. Shadow Ball doesn't take us out. We now see the aggressive switch into Omastar. Omastar will outpace to the Rockside, and Rockside is going to knock out if it goes unshielded. The opponent lets it go. They send back out the Angry Snowman. Alex knows this is only a Weather Ball. The opponent doesn't even build up to the Energy Ball. This now allows him to overfarm, fire off the Rockside. Rockside is going to hit for super effective. The opponent commits the first Protect Shield. This again is a Weather Ball, but Alex is going to shield it up, knowing Omastar might be quite useful if the opponent sends out a Abomasnow into a Rock type. We then fire off 1 more Rockside. The opponent commits the final shield. We pivot out into Mantine. The opponent forced to dump energy. Weather Ball takes us out. Alex now sends out Cloyster. The opponent again doesn't build up to the Energy Ball. An easy no shield, as that is double resisted. The opponent this time gonna farm up to the Energy Ball, as they've only baited when they're on 5. Alex calls the Energy Ball, and the opponent is not baiting. It's Toxapex in the back. Cloyster doesn't have a great matchup. We're going to go for the debuff the first time. Alex will outpace to the Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump, a pretty good move, especially from a Shadow. Hydro Pump gets them below 50% HP, and then we go for the wham, bam, combo play, serving up that Big Mac and the fries. Rockside knocks out, and we secure another dub. Moving on to the next battle. We see another Trevenant in the lead. Ice Beam, definitely going to have that huge one-shot potential. Alex goes straight for it, and Trevenant commits a shield. The opponent farms up to 10. Alex calling they're going for a Seed Bomb. I think when opponents build up to the back-to-back, they always bait, and Alex agrees. The opponent says, have the second Seed Bomb, and Alex says, no problem. We now see the aggressive switch into Cloyster. Can we farm down? We cannot. Trevenant makes the third Seed Bomb on 1 HP and a Dream, so we are now in the 1-to-1 shield. The opponent now sends out Talonflame. Alex throwing it great fast move time, and he throws 3 Ice Shards, which is 9 turns, versus 2 Incinerates, which is 10 turns. The opponent shields the Icy Wind. They then fire off the Flame Charge, Flame Charge, which hits for neutral, is enough to knock out. He can now send out Omastar, which does wall this Talonflame. The opponent pivots out into Swampert. He throws 5 mud shots and catches the Hydro Cannon on Mantine. Today is my birthday, so if I was doing a shot for every time that Alex caught a move, I'd be very, very drunk now. He then fires off 4 mud shots, throws the Hydro Pump on CMP. Hydro Pump, 1-shot Swampert. We've still got a shield. We can shield up whatever Talonflame throws. We've got the Rock Slide locked and loaded. And yet again, Alex pulls off an incredible win. GG's. Alex absolutely going God mode in the video. Make sure you go check him out. I'm sure he's going to comment on this video and I'll pin his comment to make his channel easier to find. Speaking of God mode, he's going to have to go in God mode to beat a Galvantula. Mantine taking double super effective from these Volt Switches, and both our back Pokemon are going to take super effective. Luckily for us, only single super effective, but Cloyster isn't going to appreciate these Volt Switches. Alex shields the lunge. The opponent now pivots out into Jellicent and we pivot into Omastar. Omastar down a shield. Not going to have a great time here. 2 Rock Slides will knock out, but Jellicent has 2 Protect Shields, 2 hide behind. And they've now got access to Surf. Surf is neutral due to Rock taking super effective and water resisting. The second Surf going to be more than enough to knock out. We're going to put it all on Cloyster. How the heck is he going to win this game? The opponent still has 2 shields. We fire off the Icy Wind before the opponent gets to the Shadow Ball. The opponent does shield, which probably suggests they're going to YOLO the Shadow Ball. Alex forced to commit his final shield. We then see the pivot into Galvantula. We farm down, but holy crap, they've got 1 HP and a Dream. I think that's a Shift Tree, so this Icy Wind probably going to knock out. It doesn't knock out, but we are shard down. However, 1 Hex is enough to take that game. A nice effort, but Galvantula far too oppressive. Moving on to the next one. Mantine into Wish Daddy Cash. Pretty good matchup. The mud shots are double resisted. The opponent needs to throw a Blizzard. Alex attempts to catch the Blizzard on Cloyster. Please tell me we make the catch, and holy smokes, what a catch. The Blizzard is double resisted, so that's an insane catch from Alex. The opponent now pivots out into a Lowland Golem. This one using rollout as a quick move, so the opponent can't fully fast move us down. They YOLO the Wild Charge. Holy smokes, I think even a Rock Blast would have been enough to take care of Cloyster. This now gives Alex a chance to come in to Omastar. We can shield once, commit to the aggressive mud shot down. The opponent actually had Stone Edge, so they're running twin nukes, which does explain why we got Wild Charged, because Wild Charge is cheaper than Stone Edge. They've got Trevenant in the back. Rock Slide goes unshielded. Alex already at the next Rock Slide. This one should be forcing the final shield off the opponent, which it does. We see the aggressive pivot into Mantine. The opponent sends back out Wish Daddy Cash, and he's going to go for debuff Central. This is going to allow him to survive a Blizzard. There's no need to shield this up. The opponent does full send the Blizzard, and that just tickles. Alex now fires off the Ice Beam. Ice Beam almost knocks out. We can now wing attack farm him all the way down when Trevenant does return the solo. Even a resisted Bubble Beam is going to get him super low, and 1 wing attack, or maybe 2 is enough to take that game. Moving on to the next one. We see Mantine into Trevenant. The last time we saw this in the lead, Alex YOLO'd the Ice Beam and the opponent shielded it. Alex again YOLOing the Ice Beam. The opponent doesn't shield. Hashtag we're not baiting. Get absolutely wrecked, Trevenant. The opponent now sends out Toxapex. If you see a Trevenant, you should know there's going to be a Toxapex lurking in the back. Huge shout out to my faction's teammate, Home Slice Henry, who did make a video before the Colour Cup started stating it was the best core, and apparently his whole army of loyal followers are copying it, and Alex is putting it to the sword. Cloyster fires off the Icy Wind. The opponent shields it up. Why are you shielding a resisted move? Cloyster pretty spicy. So apparently the opponent, a big fan of Home Slice Henry, however not a big fan of learning Pokemon's movesets. The opponent now down a shield. Alex sends back out Mantine, looking to absorb the energy. The opponent does have a whole heap. They go for a brine bait. Holy smokes, the opponent in absolute shambles. We now pivot out into Omastar. They haven't reset their debuff and they throw a Sludge Wave. What the heck is going on? I'm so confused by what I'm seeing. Alex not going to shield this up either. The opponent throws the brine this time, which is at least neutral. We Mudshot farm all the way down, and holy smokes, there's an Ice type in the back. The first Rock Slide goes unshielded. and the opponent just probably has quit the game. If you haven't, I'll give you some top tips, buddy. Please go to PV Poke, please learn type-ins, and you'll do a lot better in GBL. Moving on to the next one. Mantine into Roserade, a pretty good matchup. Wing attacks are super effective. Ice Beam would absolutely be one-shotting the opponent. Did shield, they build up to the Leaf Storm. Alex calls the bait and hashtag the opponent isn't baiting. We now see a Simul swap. Cloyster into Galvantula. Holy smokes, Galvantula a huge threat to the team. Alex shields the Lungy, then throws one Ice Shard and the Icey Wind. That's great fast move timing. So 3 turns versus 4 turns. Galvantula looking to farm down. Cloyster makes one final Icey Wind. The opponent out of shields. Cloyster flip switch, back out comes Roserade. Alex sends back out Mantine, looking to force the energy on the Roserade. They're going to fire off the Weather Ball. Weather Ball is resisted, but still knocks out. We now come in to Omastar. Holy crap, these bullet seeds out here looking like charm. To a dark type. The opponent's final Pokemon is Swampert. Alex again fires off on CMP. Hydro Pump returns Swampert to its Pokeball, and one Mudshot takes care of Roserade. Very, very nicely done. Throughout the video, I think Alex was absolutely immaculate. His gameplay, super impressive. Make sure you go check out his YouTube because he is a phenomenal battler. He doesn't only run Spice, he actually runs some top meta teams that you can climb with. So essentially a great variety of very entertaining content. If you'd like your battles featured on the channel, leagues do rotate tomorrow, so I'll be looking for Ultra League and Psychic Cup submissions. So get your battles in nice and early for the best chance to be featured. So if you're new, consider subscribing. If you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. And I'd like to say thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.